All right, in today's episode, we're going to talk about something that Patrick really enjoys doing and me not so much. So stick around for this episode of Travels with Delaney.
The podcast.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patty.
And I'm Patrick, and we are so glad to have you join us again.
And sitting on our little couch today, our little fur buddies, we got Truman and we got little Bess.
Yeah.
If you're watching the video version.
In the video version over on YouTube at Travels with Delaney, the podcast.
Yeah. All right, dear. So normally, I have to be in the hot seat doing this or that.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to turn the tables on you. I like to call it that or this. So
That or this.
That or this, babe. So we're out, doing our thrifting, which we do now for Patty and Patrick Fashion Thrift. And we have our, time we need to get a little snacky poo. So what would be your choice of something to eat? Would you do ChickfilA or would you do Panda Express?
Oh. Well, yesterday we did go to ChickfilA while
we sure did.
Thrifting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm going to go with Panda Express.
Okay. And why is that, dear?
I don't know. I just really like Panda Express. Don't get me wrong. I like Chick-fil-A, too. That, again, that's kind of you could almost toss a coin on that
Is it
one.
because it's the nude? It's like a nudes lunch, a noodles?
Yeah, I like the nudes.
The nudes.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say the one advantage, I mean, we can eat Panda. We have ate Panda in the car.
Sure.
But like yesterday, we were able to eat the Chick-fil-A in the car as we were relocating to another Goodwill.
Right, so we didn't waste any time.
Right, so I do like that. And it's a little easier to eat in the car than the Panda.
Sure,
but yeah, I would probably go with the Panda Express.
All right.
So,
all right.
Nicely played, Patty.
Yeah.
Nicely played.
Well, today we're on here to talk about something that Patrick really enjoys doing. I'm more like a sous chef. I like to cut the vegetables and do the cleanup, but he loves to cook. And I call him the Chef Dour. So we're out camping, honey.
Yes.
And we're doing all this fancy food that you like to do and yummy stuff. He makes great food. Let's start with talking about some of the utensils that you like that we use in the camper.
Well, I think cooking in an RV is similar to cooking at home. And I do all the cooking for us.
You do.
I have for
many years.
Many years. I actually do enjoy. I mean, there's times, don't get me wrong, where I'm
it's
I'm just sick
tiresome.
of cooking. But overall, it's something I've always enjoyed doing. But like I said, it's very similar to at home. The difference is here at home, I have lots of gadgets and gizmos and pots and pans and things like that. We just don't have room in the RV.
Well, and it just is amazing because I don't like to cook. I mean, I can, if I'm by myself, I can figure out something to eat. Okay, I won't starve to death.
Right.
But he can look in that cabinet, in the closet, in the pantry, and he pulls out all this stuff, and it's fabulous. So I'm like, what? That was all in there? He's like, yep.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a chef.
No.
I've never been professionally trained or anything like that. But, I do like that. I'll a lot of times just look in a refrigerator and be like, oh, what do we got? And I'll whip something up.
Yes, you do.
So I guess that's where the creative side of me comes out.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, in terms of cooking, though, like I said, because we are concerned always about space and weight.
Yes.
What I've had to do with the RVs, and we've had lots of RVs. I think we've now had 11 RVs over 19 years.
Yes, we have.
And they've ranged from 13 feet to 35 feet. Currently, we're in a 27-foot. Which is a nice size for a kitchen. One of the things I love about our Alliance is that rear
kitchen setup.
That rear kitchen is great because the whole back wall, and we have the 101-inch wide body fifth wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's all counter space. So we have tons of counter space for a 27-foot fifth wheel.
Right.
And there's pretty good storage as well for things. But, in terms of pots and pans, we're currently carrying, I think it's like a 5-piece set from IKEA.
Okay.
We have like a small stock pot.
Right.
Because a lot of times Patty and I, we like to do soup, especially in the fall. And we'll buy those like Bear Creek packets, and they come in different brands.
Right.
And that little pot, is perfect for making that soup. It's just about the right size. So we have that with a lid. And then that IKEA set also came with, I believe it's 2 other maybe you'd call them like a saucepan.
Right.
And so the one is big enough if we want to do like mac and cheese or mashed potatoes, instant mashed potatoes, or real mashed potatoes for that matter. And then the smallest one is more Basically, like if you were going to heat up vegetables.
Well, and it just fits in that one cabinet so nice.
Yeah, so we actually have, I think a lot of RVs have this. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Ours, under our stove, we actually have a drawer that pulls out. And
they make it look like a real house.
Yeah, as a
oven. Yeah.
Yeah, they put it in the stainless to make it look like an actual oven drawer. But all of that fits under there. And I want to say we did not pay over $30 for that set at IKEA.
I don't think so either, yeah.
It's not super heavy. It's like stainless steel.
And it cleans up super easy because I'm the cleanup crew. So.
And you can use it on induction.
Yeah, which we also love. It's another gadget that
we used to use a lot that we don't anymore.
Right.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that. And then for a skillet, that's where I don't have the IKEA. We actually bought, if you remember, a 2-pack of, I think the brand was like Diamond. And we got them at Costco.
Yeah.
And they're a non-stick skillet. There's a bigger one and a larger one. I use the bigger one here in the house.
Yep.
And then we use the smaller one in the trailer. And I absolutely love those. And again, I want to say that 2-pack was maybe around $20 or $25. Those have been phenomenal.
Oh, they're awesome. Cleanup is super easy.
Oh,
You know, I'm the cleanup crew.
Yeah, Patty's the cleanup crew. Yeah, so I carry a skillet and basically like 3, cooking pots and pans.
Right.
And that's pretty much it in terms of things like that. Now, we do carry microwave-safe plastic bowls.
Yes, we do.
That we can, because a lot of times we're heating things up in the microwave.
Or plates or whatever, You got leftovers, you want to heat them up, you want to make sure you can do that easily, not have to put it on a paper plate and then transfer over to the plate you want to use.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, we have currently in our Alliance, we have what everybody has. We have the gas oven and stove.
We do, yes.
And we don't use it a lot.
No, we don't. I can't even think right now if there's a time we have used it.
Sometimes I'll boil water.
Yeah.
If I want to make a cup of coffee, a pour over.
That's probably
about it. As I say, because honestly, we don't cook inside a lot with the stove or the oven.
Well, and it just because over the years it just gets so hot.
Well, yes. Number one, it gets hot because it's gas.
Right.
And so the oven, and I guess even an electric oven would heat up.
It heats up your trailer.
Same with that stovetop, though. Even if you're just boiling, or that can heat up pretty quickly. But you also make a mess.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be honest. If I fry something inside,
it's messy.
I would say if I do anything inside, it's breakfast.
It is. That's usually the go-to.
Just because I don't want to go outside in the morning.
Yeah, it's usually chilly or whatever, or you don't want to be outside. Yeah.
So that's kind of it. And then the other thing is I do carry somewhat of an assortment of utensils.
We do, yeah.
Like, and I actually do carry both metal and plastic.
Yes.
And here's why. Because I kept thinking, like, could I go with just one or the other?
Right.
I need the plastic for, like, my nonstick skillet because I don't want to scratch my nonstick skillet. The IKEA pots and pans are metal. You can use metal on metal in those.
Sure.
But my nonstick, so I have to carry a plastic spatula. And I do carry, like, a rubber spatula and a plastic spoon to use in there. But you can't use just plastic if you can't flip burgers, or you probably shouldn't flip burgers on a grill outside with a plastic spatula.
You probably shouldn't.
I tried that before, and they end up in weird configurations because they get hot and melt.
I think they turn into a spork.
Yeah, something. So I do have to carry, like a couple spoons, a couple spatulas, and things like that. And then we carry some really weird stuff. We carry like an orange peeler.
We do.
I carry a oyster knife.
Yes.
Because we both love grilled oysters.
Oh, yum.
So anytime we're traveling and we can find fresh oysters. So I don't know. It would be interesting to know how many people in America carry an oyster knife in their RV.
Yeah.
But we do carry an oyster knife. I carry a fillet knife.
You do.
Just in case. You never know. I might go fishing, or we might go someplace, get some fresh fish, and I need to fillet it.
Yes.
Or cut it down.
Right. And then, of course, you're a coffee connoisseur. I'm not.
Yes,
coffee. You got all these coffee gadgets and gizmos that you use.
So I carry 2 styles of coffee, which, again, does not impact you because you do not drink coffee.
No, I don't.
So I carry a 5-cup, like a little Mr. Coffee deal. Mainly because could we carry a bigger coffee pot? We could.
Sure.
But I just don't. Patty doesn't drink the coffee. Now here at the house we do have a big 12 cup,
right?
Because that when people come over, that type of thing. But in the trailer, that little one works perfect. But there are times at night, you know me, I like to have a cup of
Yes,
coffee
you
in the
do.
evening, which I know a lot of people can't believe I drink coffee in the evening.
He
But
does.
I will use a pour over.
Yeah, you have your pour over.
And that pour over has been with us since the days of the hummingbird.
I think so.
Because the
Yeah.
hummingbird and the tab were so small, I didn't want to carry a coffee maker.
Right, and we were trying to figure out what you could use. It
Yeah.
was little.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's just a
And
little
lightweight.
plastic pour over.
Yeah.
I just use the little
Yep.
number
You sure do.
2 filters.
I think so.
That's what they are.
Mhm.
So yeah, so that's how I do coffee.
Mhm.
Now there is an appliance. In fact, we've tried several appliances
Right.
in RVs over the years.
Right.
I will tell you, we no longer carry a toaster.
No, we don't need to.
No, we don't need to.
Mm-mm.
Because honestly, my favorite, and
I
yours
think
too,
it's
because
awesome.
you use it,
Yeah.
we have been carrying now since we had our Lance. So
Right.
we've probably had this for, 3-4 years now?
Right.
It's a Ninja 9-in-1
Mm-hmm.
toaster oven air fryer.
Right.
And so we can both toast and bagels in it. So we said goodbye to our toaster.
Yes. Goodbye.
It's an air fryer, which we never carried in our RV, but
No.
now we have that ability
Right.
to air fry things.
Right. Like if you want French fries with your burger.
Yep, we can bake in it. So that's why a lot of times we don't fire up the propane oven.
Because we can bake in this thing.
So if we want to do a frozen pizza,
We've done that before, yeah.
or who knows what, we've done so many things in that little
right.
toaster oven.
Little quiches or whatever.
And so you can air fry in it, you can bake in it. I think you can broil in it. It has 9 different functions.
And what I think is cool about it is that once it cools off, it tells you can flip it.
Yep, and it flips right up and
and then
saves
you have
space.
more counter space.
We had a lot of people asking us, like, what is that on your countertop
Yeah.
when we do our videos,
Uh-huh.
our walkthrough video. And I'm always like, well, that's just our 9-in-1 Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when we had the Lance, and anyone who followed our YouTube channel
Yeah.
will know, there was a recall on our oven, and they couldn't get parts. This was in 2020, late
I think so.
2020. They
Yep.
couldn't get the part,
Mm-hmm.
and we needed an oven. We were taking a big trip, so I ripped the whole thing
And
out,
we just
the oven
took
and
it
stove,
out. Yeah.
and just put a nice counter over it. And that's when we bought the Ninja
Right.
9-in-1.
And it's lightweight. You could slide in.
Yep.
You could pull it up. You could put it back down for travel. We had it secured. Yeah, it was. It's really.
I mean,
we have one in the cabin. We have one in the trailer.
Yeah, we love it so much. We have one in both places, and it's just multi-purpose because it does so many things.
Right.
So I love that. Now, something we carry, I guess, still. I think it's still in there. I don't think I pulled it out.
What's that?
But I couldn't tell you the last time I used it, and that is an Instant Pot.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time. We used to use it like with a lot of rice. I
We used to make a
guess.
lot of rice with it.
But we haven't pulled that thing out in a long time.
I mean, there for a while I was doing, I would throw pork in there and make like shredded pork and stuff. But I couldn't tell you the last time we use it.
I can't either.
Now, we use our Instant Pot here in the house.
Right.
Yeah,
we do. Mhm.
But, yeah, I think it's still in there just because we have space.
Right.
But, and probably the only thing we might use it for is if we wanted to do some hard-boiled eggs on the road.
Yeah, we've done that
because
before.
it makes the perfect
I
hard-boiled
think
egg.
you've used that before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but that's something where we bought it, and initially we used it, and now we don't.
It's like a lot of things.
Yeah, you buy,
You go in phases.
There's lots of kitchen gadgets out there, and you got to be careful because, how much are you really going to use them?
Well,
on
and then
the
we
road?
were always so concerned about weight with the Lance.
Right.
But this one we're not concerned
Yeah,
about
now
too much.
now I need to go out to the RV because I don't even know if it's in there anymore.
Now
'cause-
you use something outside besides the grill.
Yeah, so I do a lot of cooking outside
when it's nice
in the summer partially because we just don't want to heat up the trailer. We don't want the mess in the trailer.
Yeah.
And over the last,
Golly.
since we started Travels with Delaney, 7 years,
Yeah.
we've had 3 different outdoor cook stoves.
Yep, we have.
And I always love because people when I switch, they're like, "What are you doing?" I went and bought the one you had.
No.
And part of it is part of what Travels with Delaney.
Well, we just try different things.
We try different things and try to share. And honestly, our styles change over time.
Oh yeah, it's changed.
So when we started Travels with Delaney, because we had that hummingbird.
Yep.
I needed something really small, and I found, if you remember, it was a little Coleman
yep.
propane, and it was like a 3-in-1. It could be a grill,
Yep.
a cooktop, and a griddle.
Right.
You had like 3 different plates.
Yes, you did.
And it was real small, and it fit in the hummingbird outdoor
Perfect.
storage. And we used that thing for probably 2-3 years.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we ended up going through 2 of them because one, something
happened to it.
and I called
remember.
Coleman,
Yeah.
and they actually sent us a brand new one
They
under
said,
warranty.
get rid of the other one. Don't
Yeah.
return it or anything.
Yeah, it was so wild because they had me take a Sharpie and write on the top like I don't something like void or
Yeah.
because basically what they wanted was so I
No
couldn't
bueno?
like no bueno. That's what I wrote, no bueno. But I still have that up in the attic because I thought, well, there's still usable parts on it someday I might need to replace.
Sure.
And we used the heck out of that. But then at some point when we had the Tab 400, I realized the 17-inch Blackstone would actually fit in that outdoor storage. And we switched to a Blackstone, which, boy, do we use the heck out of that thing.
That's a life changer, I think.
And what I loved about the Blackstone was it's like a griddle.
Yep.
Or it is a griddle. It's not like a griddle. And so, you could do everything on there.
I just have a vision of you at the cabin here when we had the hot tub and we had the lid on the hot tub. You were out there cooking on top of the hot tub
with the Blackstone. And then, so we used that for 2 or 3 years.
Yes. And it's easy clean up. It's nice.
And I think it was in maybe 21.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something around there.
Yeah, probably 21 or 22. Yeah. We decided to buy, I just got the urge for like a barbecue grill.
Yeah, you wanted the barbecue.
And so we bought the Weber Q, the little Weber Q. And what I ended up doing there, because I still wanted a griddle, I ended up ordering a griddle plate for it. So we took out half the grill and put in a griddle on one side, grill on or griddle and grill, half and half.
Yep.
And that's what we're currently using is the Weber Q.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that works great.
It does.
The Blackstone is still here.
Yes.
We didn't sell it on eBay.
No.
Okay. It's out here on the front porch, and we use it at the house periodically.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
And so now we're using the Weber, and so we do a lot of grilling on the little Weber Q.
Yeah. Makes me want summer.
I know. Hot dogs and hamburgers.
And I'm thinking of those oysters on the half shell.
I know. I do love fresh
Parmesan.
Oysters. Yep, and butter.
Yum,
so
yum.
that's kind of how we cook. We do have one thing we didn't mention.
What's that?
Most RVs have a microwave.
Yep.
And I hear different things. Some people say, well, I never use the microwave.
We use it a little bit.
And I would say we're somewhere in the middle. We don't use it all the time. We primarily use it to reheat things.
Sometimes with vegetables, like frozen vegetables.
Yeah, we'll throw frozen vegetables up there,
Reheat
or baked beans. Just heat up beans, can of beans. And we do sometimes I'll buy those meals so when we're traveling if we want something. You know what I'm talking about, like those pastas where you just microwave them. And you have like really good Alfredo.
I think our friends pick on us because when we go to use the microwave, it's usually got storage.
Well, the microwave is definitely the bread box in the trailer. That's
if you want a donut, that's where you go to look.
Yeah.
But we have learned with this trailer because we didn't have we had in the Lance, but we didn't have to worry about the glass plate, but in this one we take the glass plate out.
Yeah, the Lance's microwave did not have a plate that turned. It was just a flat surface, which was kind of nice from the standpoint that
it was easy clean.
With this, because there is a glass plate, and we did have that microwave come open once, if you remember. It somehow that plate did not break.
Not shatter, and I was like, oh boy. But so now we got to really think about things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we just put it away on travel
just like
days.
the flip up. What's that called?
The Ninja.
We put it underneath our bed because there's storage under our bed when we travel.
Yeah.
So to keep it safe.
Some things that we have put in the trailer. We didn't buy them for the trailer, but we brought them out of the house for the trailer, thinking we would use them when we travel.
Right.
That obviously we don't anymore. The Soda Stream.
Don't use it anymore.
We hardly use it here at the house.
I think it's just I've switched to we don't drink as much
we
soda.
We don't drink much soda.
I think it was really messing with my stomach, so we just try to drink more like water or I call it the wrong thing, but IV Hydrate. I think it's something different, but anyway, it's little flavor packets you put in your water and bubbly and.
And for those of you who are like, what's a soda? For some of you, that's called pop.
Pop, we call it soda.
We call it soda, but I think we're the oddballs. I think most people in Indiana, don't they call it pop?
I don't know why we call it soda, but we just don't drink a ton of it.
So but I do remember packing the Soda Stream, I think in the Tab 400.
I think we did have it in there
for a
while.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then our Vitamix.
Yeah.
The Vitamix. We
We
were hauling
carried
that
that
Vitamix for a
bad
while.
boy around.
I think in the Lance because we were really into smoothies for a while.
No, they're good. That does sound good.
Yeah, we should get
We
back
should get
into
back
smoothies.
into those a little bit, but yeah, it's
But,
here at the house.
Yeah, so those. I mean, so I think there's always going to be some stuff where you'll try it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend going out. You know, like if you love your Vitamix at home, I don't know that I would recommend buying a second one for your. Maybe take it with you and make sure you're really going to use it.
Well, and it's just, can you have the weight?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. It's space and weight and things like that.
Yeah.
I will say, I guess my one.
What's your one go-to thing that you love in there?
Well, that's an easy one. That's the Ninja, the 9-in-1.
Yeah.
Like if you said you can't keep your pots, your pan, what would you? Because
That's
I
what
could
you'd
I
keep?
could almost survive. Yeah, because especially with the Weber outside with the griddle plate, so I could always do eggs and pancakes outside.
Sure.
That's not a problem.
Absolutely.
What I was going to say was my guilty pleasure item is my coffee grinder.
That's what I'm thinking. Something with coffee.
Yeah, it's a coffee grinder. I do carry just one of those little, I think it's a Krups or something.
And see, he loves coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm just shocked because we do have the space that he doesn't carry a bigger coffee pot.
Well, I will be honest. We were thrifting about a month
bought
ago.
one, didn't you?
There was a grind and brew
Yeah.
like we use here at the house, and they were only asking like $15 for it. I was so tempted to buy it for the RV because I do love my grind and brew here at the house because I can set it up the night before with the beans and the water and everything, and then I can program it to go off like every morning. It goes off at 5:31 a.m. during the work week. And you hear it go into like this high
It'll wake
speed,
you up.
grind. It freshly grinds the beans, drops it down, brews. Oh my God, it's delicious. But in the RV, what I do is I'll just grind my beans fresh every night.
Yep, and you get it set up in your cup.
Have it set up so in the morning all I have to do is stumble out, push the button,
Yeah.
and we make it's still pretty darn good.
That's what works for you, and if we camp with Mark.
Yeah,
Our
I would
Mark
say
carries
that's
a
the
big
one
coffee pot.
downside with carrying the 5-cup for us is we
Yeah.
do tend to always camp a lot with people, whether it's Woody and Priscilla, my aunt and uncle from Texas,
Mark
or whether
and
it's Mark and
Karen.
Karen, our
Yep.
friends from Pennsylvania,
Yep.
or Sean and Sue, or
Sue,
whoever, Jim and
whoever.
Abe.
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
you see how we're always camping with somebody because we love going camping with our friends.
And they enjoy coffee.
Yeah, and so it's always like, guys, I can only make 5 cups at a time, which is really like 2 cups.
So it's like, okay, hold on.
Which the good news is Mark carries a full size. I think Sean and Sue carry a full size. I'm pretty sure Jim carries
So
a
you're
full
set.
size.
If you hang out
So
with those
I just
guys,
have to go to their trailers and
you're
then
like,
I can have
coming over.
Yeah, more coffee. So.
More coffee, please.
Well, Patty, this was a great topic this week, and
you love to cook, and so it's easy
Yeah, I
for you to
do.
talk about. I like what he cooks, so
well, maybe that'll be another episode. We
Yeah.
can talk about things we cook in the RV
Yeah.
versus just the stuff we
now
use
I
to
want
cook.
some oysters on the grill.
Well, hopefully we'll have a trip coming up in the next couple months where we might get someplace where
Those
they
are
have some fresh
so
oysters. So.
Good, yummy.
Well,
All
Patty,
right.
you know who's going to make this podcast sound really good?
Well, we know that,
That's
Mr.
right.
Jim.
Mr. Jim Kuzman,
Hi,
our
Jim.
friend and producer. Thank you, Jim, for all you do to get this podcast out. And thank you to all of you who listen.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was looking at the numbers the other day, and I'm just like, I'm always amazed at not only the number of you listening on the audio platforms, but also those of you who are watching the video version and taking time out of your day.
Yes.
And so hopefully we
Thank
add a
you.
little value through this podcast because honestly, that's the only reason we do it is we want to try to provide value for our listeners and viewers. So,
Right, absolutely.
all right. Well, Patty, until next time.
We will see you guys
On down the road.
Bye.
Bye.
Travels with the lady. We'll see you on down the road.